How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another bass lesson. In this lesson we'll be discussing the topic of improvisation and ways in which you can go about doing it as a beginner. Assuming you already have a solid left and right hand technique necessary for playing the bass guitar, we'll dive right into the lesson. If your technique sucks, you're watching the wrong video. Fix your technique first. Improvisation really is just making do with what you have. If you want to build something, like a table, and all you have are just a few dirty old planks and some rusty nails, perhaps the finished product won't be very good. But if you have a credit card and a car, you can go down to your local building supplies store and pick up some better materials, or watch a few how-to videos on DIY carpentry on YouTube and have a better chance of success. This is improvising. Your knowledge and skills of a particular task may be limited or even non-existent, but you can still do something. It's the same with music. If you have a bass, you can improvise. If you have no clue where any of the notes are, you can improvise. If you have no musical understanding of any kind, you can improvise. But with a few tools in your toolbox, which we'll get into now, I know you'll surprise yourself with what you can actually do. So, with that cheesy introduction out of the way, let's get into our first exercise. With so many chords, scales, and notes to choose from, not to mention time signatures and key signatures, many beginners find improvisation completely overwhelming. So, let's get rid of all that and work with just one chord and one or two notes for now. We'll be improvising over the chord D-7. You don't need to know what notes are in this chord, or even what a D-7 chord is at this point. We'll be playing using the time signature of 4/4, which has 4 crotchet beats or pulses in each bar. Once again, if you don't know what this means, it's okay. You'll pick it up as we go. And finally, we'll be playing the following notes. 7th fret on the D string, which would be A, and the 5th fret on the G string, C. That's it, just 2 notes. If this is too much, just pick one note. The idea is to start from humble beginnings and increase in complexity over time. Now, when you improvise for yourself, try not to play too much. Listen to the backing track. Feel the rhythm. Try to absorb yourself in the music and play when you feel ready. For the next exercise, we'll add in one more note, this time the 7th fret on the G string. This note is a D. Same procedure as the first exercise. Take your time, don't play too much, and play when you're ready. Now for one final note, the 5th fret on the D string, G. This completes a square-shaped block of notes that works particularly well over minor 7 chords. You may have noticed that the two notes on the right-hand side of the box, A and D, sound perfect with our D minor 7 chord. The reason is they are what we call chord tones, meaning they are notes that are actually used to construct the chord we are soloing over. So these two notes are safe notes. You'll want to try to end your soloing phrases on either of these two notes. The two notes on the left-hand side also fit with our D minor 7 chord, but not as snugly as the notes on the right. The C note is also a chord tone of D minor 7, but it's not as safe sounding as the A or the D. The G note is actually not a chord tone at all. It's what we call a scale tone, meaning it's a note that is found in D minor 7's corresponding scale. In jazz music, 9 times out of 10, this scale will be Dorian. And since our chord of choice is D minor 7, the scale we would use for this would be D Dorian. If all of this sounds like Chinese, don't worry about it. For now, play along with the backing track using these 4 notes and you can't go wrong. The next step in the progression is to take this box of notes and move it around the fretboard to create even more sounds and possibilities. But we'll save that for next time. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this lesson, please consider making a donation to support the channel. Remember, the more you pay, the more you learn, and no donation is too large. Thanks very much, and until the next lesson, take care.